Hey everybody. Um, just a quick solo episode of Real Estate Closing Arguments here. Um, there's been a lot of talk about Zillow, and I've been planning on making this video for a while, but just recently I got a comment from Stephen Collier of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Hudson Valley, New York, and he responded to an ad we run about owning a 1% list franchise, and he says this is hilarious. These people, meaning 1% lists, are destroying other people's, meaning other agents' income, and they are touting out it like it's a good thing. Pay 1%, get 1% service. Meanwhile, he's a premier agent, meaning he pays Zillow for leads. The problem is, I mean, Zillow is a symptom. The problem is morals. Um, Realistically, the problem is a lack of morals by the industry. Um, Effectively, what this guy's saying, without coming out and saying is it is okay to pay Zillow for leads. It is not okay to save people money to get leads. That's not tolerable because, and I quote, these people are destroying other people's incomes and touting it like it's a good thing. Never mind the fact that, I mean, people can't hope to afford a house. The average age of a home buyer is 38 years old. So, God forbid somebody in their 20s wants to get married, have children, own a home, start a family, put roots down. Can't afford that until they're too old to have kids practically. And it's insane. Since I did a podcast episode about this recently, since the 70s, the price of homes has outpaced inflation by 3 to 1. And real estate agents who are paid based on the value of a home, guess what? We got better splits now than we've ever had. So agents who in 1970, agents would give their broker 50% of the money. Now agents are keeping 80 to 90% of the money. And housing prices have outpaced inflation by 3 to 1, meaning real estate agents are making 400% more today based on inflation than they made in 1970. And this dude has the audacity to say that we're destroying people's incomes. Meanwhile, he's paying Zillow to give him a lead because he can't hope to get one on his own. And the reason is because he knows his worth. He wants that big fee. He's worth his 3%. Even though I was talking to a guy earlier today, and he's another guy from New York, and he was interested in opening one of our offices. And I asked him, I said, what's the average sales price in New York? And he said, about 850. And I said, how many hours do you have tied up in each one of your listings once you sign them up? And he said, maybe 8, 9, 10. So he's making $850 an hour at 1%. But that's not enough. He told me, he's like, why would I only want to make that if I could get 3% and make $2,500 an hour? So if you're a member of the public watching this, understand that's the mindset. There's another guy I talked to. He's more local. Had a conversation with him, and I asked him. I said, "What are you doing when you list houses?" He's like, "Well, I don't do open houses and broker tours because they don't really work. And I'm not really doing print media." So I said, "Okay, so you're doing the same thing that we market ourselves to do." And he said, "Well, yeah." He's like, "I'm not doing all that stuff because I tell people it doesn't work." And he's right. It doesn't. Statistically, 99% of people find their house online. They're not going to an open house to find their next house. And I asked him what he charges to list houses. He said, "Oh, I'm getting 3.5%." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "And they always pay me that, so why should I charge less?" And I asked him how many listings he had. And he said, "1." But it's like, okay, why not give people a break so you could get more listings? You'll wind up making more money. Like, trust me, an agent that has 3 listings at 1% will make more money than an agent with 1 listing at 3%. Let me say it one more time. An agent with 3 listings at 1% will make more money than an agent with 1 listing at 3% all day long, because listings are business builders. Listings lead to more listings. Listings lead to buyers. Listings lead to better work-life balance. Listings lead to everything good in real estate. Listings scale. You can manage 10, 20, 30, 40 listings if you want. Buyers are the opposite. Buyers need you on evenings. They need you on weekends. They need you to open doors at all times. When you should be at your kid's softball game or your kid's football game or your kid's baseball game, should be having dinner with your family, you're not. You're opening doors because that's when people get off work. That's when they need you to go show them homes. And yet, Stephen Collier would rather pay Zillow 40% of his money, or he'd rather pay Zillow $200, $300 for a phone call so that he can chase a buyer around all evening and all weekend, as opposed to just giving the public a better deal to list their house and making them want to use you. It's mind-blowing. And all of this with the backdrop of the Zillow lawsuit right now, where everyone has no idea that when they click speak to an agent, that agent is being encouraged by Zillow to charge a huge fee because they owe Zillow a 40% referral fee. So the moment you click talk to an agent on Zillow, if there's a Zillow Flex agent nearby, guess what? They're going to connect you to that Zillow Flex agent. That Zillow Flex agent is obligated, per Zillow's guidelines, to charge you the biggest fee they can charge and send you to Zillow Home Loans so that Zillow can make money there too. So an agent will say, I know my worth, I will not devalue myself, but they will write a check for 40% of what they bring into Zillow. And almost all of these people are part of big teams, which means their team leader is taking a massive chunk too. I got news for you. If there's a $10,000 commission that an agent earns through Zillow Flex, they owe Zillow $4,000 off the top. That leaves $6,000. Guess what they owe their team leader? Half of the $6,000. That means that agent is taking home $3,000. On a $10,000 Zillow Flex check, an agent is taking home $3,000, and no one in the industry bats an eye. No one thinks that's a problem. But when I just start charging people less money so that they want to use us, that is a problem. That's wrong. I'm destroying other people's income. By saving the public money, I'm destroying the agent's income. And if I hurt their income, they might not have all this extra money to pay Zillow. God forbid. So if you want to know, I'm sorry. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. You ready? If you're a broker and you employ Zillow Flex teams and you know they are obligated to charge the highest fee that they can and send that client to Zillow Home Loans, who's damn sure not giving them a deal, if you're a broker and you're employing those people, you're equally guilty. I don't want to hear anything about how, they're independent contractors, whatever. It's supposed to be about your client. It's supposed to be about your fiduciary responsibility to your client. And nobody cares about the client. Since the antitrust lawsuits came down the pipe and the industry lost every single one of them, commissions have gone up. They are charging you more money today than they did before they lost billions of dollars worth of lawsuits because of anti-competition, because of running a monopoly. And an agent will switch from one brokerage to another to get a better split and a better deal. They will hate us for offering a better deal to the public. And the moment they switch to get a better deal from somewhere else, from some other brokerage who's letting them keep more of their money, they'll turn around and give that money to Zillow so Zillow can sell them some leads. Because all of that is socially acceptable to the industry. No one has a problem with paying Zillow. There's only a problem when people like us just save people money and still do a good job. That's when there's a problem. When you have the freaking audacity to just be loud and proud about saying, you know what, I'm just going to be affordable and professional and really good. The industry will not tolerate that. They will hate you for it. Now, if you go pay Zillow $50,000 a month, and so Zillow force feeds leads down your throat with no transparency because nobody who clicks speak to an agent has any idea that they're being effectively price gouged because now there's a middleman in the deal. These people have no idea. They have no idea when they're sent to that agent is expected to charge at least 3%. Because the more that agent charges that client, the more money they can send back to Zillow. They better send leads to Zillow Home Loans too. That's where the money's made. Nobody, look, it's Black Friday. That's the ironic part of the whole thing. It's Black Friday. There is specials everywhere. Everybody's running a sale today. Everybody's running a special today. Somebody who's watching this, please reply in the comments. Where's the special that the industry has ever run? I'll wait. Has the industry ever run a special saying, oh, we'll save you money? Nope. Brokers don't allow it. Can't save the client money. Then there might not be enough money left to pay Zillow. How else will we get leads? How about just do a freaking good job and don't price gouge people and they'll want to use you? What's wrong with that? How is it every other industry in the world is running a special today? And yet the industry hasn't run one in 100 years. Why do they shame people for saying that we're going to save people money? Why am I public enemy number one to the real estate industry for just running a business that's designed around doing a good job and saving people money? Why does that mean that I should be hated? If anything, the people who should be hated are the ones that are willing to pay Zillow 40% of their check under the table, as long as they increase the fees on their clients to make that money. But somehow I'm the bad guy. I get these every single day because we are running ads nationwide to sell franchises. We just opened office number 66. We're opening office number 67 in about 4 days. There are people out there who I talk to who say, you know what? I love it. I'm so tired of it. I'm so sick of the industry and how it operates. There are people out there like that. Not very many of us. There's a few. And because I run those ads, every day I'll see somebody like Stephen Collier of Berkshire Hathaway. He goes on there and posts what a horrible human being I am for saving people money. We've saved roughly 14 million for clients in commissions this year, just this year across the country, about 14 million. It's not enough. Next year, at the rate we're going, we'll double in size next year. I hope we save people 30 million. I hope to one day save people 9 figures a year. Let me save people 100 million in real estate fees a year. I'll be so happy. I can't tell you how easily I sleep at night knowing I run a business that's just designed to be affordable and professional and save people money. I could not sleep if I ran a business that was designed around hidden fees and charging somebody the most that I could charge them so that I could pay a middleman who's not even seen by the client. The client doesn't even know the middleman exists. That's why Zillow is getting sued right now. And anybody who cooperates in that program, anybody who signs up for that program, anybody who is cheering, saying, woohoo, I got into Zillow Flex. Look at me, I'm awesome, I got into Zillow Flex. Now I can get leads force fed down my throat every day, and I can charge them as much money as possible so I can send more money back to Zillow. I'll be a top producer. I'd rather have a soul. I'm sorry if that's mean. I would rather have a soul. I'd rather be able to sleep at night. I would rather feel good about myself. I can rest easy knowing that we're just here to do a good job and save people money. If that makes the Stephen Colliers of the world hate my guts, God bless him. I hope he's ready to compete, because at some point we'll be in his market too. There's not enough Zillow leads that will save him. In case you haven't figured it out yet, the people that are doing this with us, and I love every single one of them around the country, and they're growing every single day. The people that are doing this around the country with us, they sign up for this. We understand we're going to be hated by the Stephen Colliers of the world. We're going to be hated by the industry because we refuse to play that game, because we actually put our clients in front of everything else. Clients before industry, clients before the other agents, clients before Zillow, clients before ourselves. And it's amazing when you run a business that is just pro client and you're asking yourself, what should I do for my customer? It's amazing when you do that, how money seems to chase you. The moment I started doing business this way, I made more money than I ever thought I would in real estate. But it was because I was literally just saying, what's good for them? And when you ask yourself what's good for them, what's good for the client, what would the client want of me? What's good for my consumer? What would make them happy? You don't have to pay Zillow. You just don't. You don't have to pay Zillow a penny. But when you're busy knowing your worth and you're busy hating on anybody who would dare to give the public a better deal, you better open up that pocketbook, because you're about to give Zillow a bunch of money. And you better hope they don't ever take it away from you, because that's the only way you're going to survive. So, pardon me if I'm salty. It's Black Friday. Guess what our Black Friday special is? The same thing it is every day of the week. We're going to charge 1%. We're going to do a phenomenal job. We'll do a better job than the Stevens of the world, because we actually care. So this is Grant Clayton, 1% list. I'm just kind of over being nice. I don't care. Like the Zillow lawsuit, if you haven't looked it up, look it up. That's all I got to say. People are getting absolutely railroaded. And it's shouldn't be shocking that no one can afford to buy a house. It shouldn't be shocking that people can't afford a house. It shouldn't be shocking that people are not starting families. It shouldn't be shocking that people aren't getting married because they can't ever hope to start a family, because they can't ever hope to buy a house. Meanwhile, people like that, they don't want to save you money. They want to charge you more, because that's what Zillow expects of them. And if they stop charging you more, they get kicked out the program. And that might hurt his income. So, yeah, sorry if I'm pissed. I'm done. This is what we do. It's a business, sure. It's all these things. It's a freaking mission. It's a calling. I truly do not care what the Stevens of the world think. I don't. I don't care if the industry approves of what we do. I don't care if the other agents approve of what we do. I do not, pardon me, I probably shouldn't curse because YouTube's going to block the video. I don't give an F. I just don't. I'm here to do a good job. I'm here to take care of our agents. I'm here to take care of our brokers. I'm here to save you money. We're here to do a good job for you. If that offends you, Stephen, sorry. Don't really care. Have a happy holidays, everyone. Happy Black Friday. If you lean to sell your house, demand a Black Friday deal. Tell Stephen you don't have to pay Zillow. There are better ways. There are ways that let you keep your morals, keep your soul, take care of your people, take care of your fiduciaries. You know what we signed up to do. If paying Zillow is in your playbook, I would argue that you left that a long time ago. Have a great day, everybody. Happy holidays.